So even though hashtag cap is a myth and the Minnesota Vikings do have the best capologist in the National Football League in Rob Brzezinski, the Vikes may have to make a choice. It may simply come down to Anthony Harris or Dalvin Cook long-term extension, right? Because the Vikings have about $7-8 million in cap space currently. They can make it work with both of them, especially with Anthony Harris if they redo his franchise tag, which is $11.441 million against the cap currently. But if you can only give a long-term deal to one of them, who would it be, right? So now, first off, both of them do play positions that have relatively less importance in today's modern NFL. I say relatively because, okay, you're telling me that Harrison Smith is unimportant. Mm-hmm. You're telling me Christian McCaffrey's unimportant. You're going to tell me that Dalvin Cook and Anthony Harris are unimportant. Mm-hmm. But traditionally, they are positions that do have less value. I mean, Zimmer has even said himself about, safety isn't all that important. Before Anthony Harris got the franchise tag, all of a sudden it's like, hey, you're my man. You're my guy. There you go. So if you had to pick one, it's tough because Dalvin Cook is 24 years old. He does play running back. He's only had one amazing season. He's had health issues throughout his career, even going all the way back to Florida State. Hasn't played a full healthy 16-game season. And if it is true, what the rumors and the leaks say that Dalvin is looking for Christian McCaffrey, Zeke Elliott type money, that's tough. That really is tough. Anthony Harris, on the other hand, has proven that he's either among or he is the best free safety in the NFL the past 2 seasons. Is going to be 29 years old, got a bit of a late start, redshirt in college and blah, blah, all that stuff, right? It does play safety. Vikings already do have Harrison Smith on a premium safety contract, but like we talked about yesterday, if you break it down by defensive unit, defensive backs as a whole, since the Vikings don't have any premium cornerback contracts, it's actually okay if they pay Anthony Harris and Harrison Smith. Also, could Harrison Smith be long for this team? I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it. It's like saying Candyman. Oh, better not say it 3 times. Yeah. But Anthony Harris has proven to be a rock star on the back end of that defense and a guy that's going to be a cornerstone of the Zimmer Hellfire defense going forward. Dalvin Cook, I wish we had one more year of data because, as I've said on here a bunch, if Dalvin shows up 2020, just puts it on the table, bangs it out, 2,000 yards from scrimmage season, 20 touchdowns, pay the man, do not care at all. And also if he stays healthy. But if he doesn't, then I think it's a little bit easier to walk away, right? And also we've talked about Alexander Madison, I believe could be a running back 1. Mike Boone, if he's given more opportunity, I think he could build upon that 5.6 yards per carry that he had last year. So there is a lot of talent in that backfield. And also, you look historically, you look at the Kubiak, Shanahan, but really Kubiak scheme of turning nobody mid-round, late-round, undrafted running backs into 1,000-yard rushers. And I think that the replaceability of Dalvin Cook by other running backs currently on the roster or even draft picks next year, I think that's a lot closer than what you could potentially have with Anthony Harris. Because look who the Vikings third safety is right now, Josh Metellus. All right, Josh Metellus, who probably is better suited as a third safety, big nickel, special teams guy. I don't think he would fill in 1-for-1 very well with Anthony Harris. So if you look into, not getting into the analytics, but just anecdotally, the wins above replacement. So how big of a drop-off is it from Dalvin to Madison and Boone? Is it a drop-off? I think it is, but it certainly isn't as stark as it would be from Anthony Harris, again, the best free safety in the league, all the way down to Josh Metellus, an unproven rookie who went late day 3 coming out of Michigan, right? So it is tough because relative numbers, it's going to be close because top-end safety money, I think Anthony Harris is probably looking around somewhere in $14 million. And I think Dalvin Cook, the Vikings and him come to a bit of a compromise. I think that will be in the $13 to $14 million range. And again, 24-year-old running back, 29-year-old safety, a 5-year age gap, but also just the nature of the positions. Like, I do believe Anthony Harris could be a very serviceable, very good safety into his early 30s. You look at Eric Weddle, you look at Earl Thomas. There is some longevity at those positions. Or you look at Harrison Smith. So, but very often you do not see a top tier worth top end money running back at 34, 35 years of age. You just don't. Like you see Frank Gore, you see Adrian Peterson, they're making league minimum and they're situational running backs. So It's tough. It really is a tough decision because I love Dalvin Cook to the moon and back. If he can stay healthy, he deserves every single penny he can get. He does deserve to be the best, the highest paid running back in the league because when he is fully on, when he is fully healthy in the scheme, he is the best running back in the game. Anthony Harris, I think, has more than proven himself over the past 2 years, and I think the Vikings would be smart to ink him up long term, pending what happens with the future of Harrison Smith. And also, he is the best complement to Harrison Smith in Harrison Smith's career. Like since 2012, when Harrison Smith was a late first-round pick, the Vikings have been looking for anyone to step up and be that perfect Batman to Harrison Smith's Batman, and Anthony Harris is Batman. You're damn right. So, as of right, I would go with Harris over Dalvin. It's tough to say. It is really tough. Yeah. All right, but let your thoughts be known. Let us know in the comments section. Who'd you take, Dalvin or Anthony Harris long term? If you could only pick one, let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. You want to support the work, pull us up in the Venmo. Plus give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skol, production value.